Okay, Marvel. Okay, all right. I am pleasantly surprised at Miss Marvel. I know that y'all have been struggling. Yeah, y'all been struggling to hold my attention, but when the gays and the girlies are present, that's when y'all shine. I'm so sorry. All right, y'all know how we do it here. We're going to go through the episode, talk about all the moments, react to all the things that y'all want me to react to. Y'all already know. I am going to be covering this show as it posts every week. So just keep your eyes on my channel, subscribe, comment, like, all that stuff. Also, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/avataradrian. There you get Patreon exclusive videos as well as, helping me pick the topics and stuff. So let's get into this episode, how we do over here on the channel. So Agatha, or should I say Agnes, is pulling up she's in a car, although I'm sure she wants a broom or something. She's singing Down the Witch's Road, the Down the Witch's Road song. Let me tell you something, y'all. They are going to wear us out with this song. And by the time we are done with this show, we are going to know that thing word for word, honey. So like we saw from the trailers, we figure out that she's a detective, and we see this guy, right? Herb, the neighbor from WandaVision, I think, right? This character, whatever, actor, character, whatever, so funny, so hilarious. I love how they deliver the lines. I just love it. It's great. So immediately I'm like, yeah, Agatha is still stuck in the spell, obviously. So Agnes is very, how should I say this, rough around the edges, right? From the conversation with her, we figure out that she punched a suspect and she got disciplinary action, so like office work, I guess, and then the chief just put her back in for this. Now, real quick side note, being a black person who is even slightly aware of the world, like, it's so funny to me how police are portrayed in movies and TV, especially like superhero shows, because how many departments are really going to discipline you for punching someone, punching a suspect? Like, girl, get out of here. Y'all get away with murder all the time. So it's just funny watching the dissonance between what police departments actually are versus how they're portrayed in media all the time. Like, I always think that's funny. So anyway, the body that they're looking at, he says she was crushed by something big. Wink, wink. Like, obviously it's Wanda. Like, come on. She's dead though, isn't she, Herb? And then like Herb's like, well, yeah. And then she's like, well, you never know. Like, obviously it's Wanda, girl. Like, obviously it's Wanda. I love how we get to the body and it's still whole. Like, it's still completely there, right? Like, this guy, Herb, just got through telling us that she was crushed by something big or something big. And at the same time, she doesn't look like something that you could order at IHOP. Like, I mean, okay, girl, I just thought that was funny. Either way, Agatha starts having heart palpitations when she see them nasty fingers, like she been digging in demon booty. Like, I'm so serious. Why the dark hole? When you turn them pages of the dark hole, it automatically make your fingers look like blocks of charcoal. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Nasty fingers. That's why Agatha was she holding her chest and gasping and stuff, her heart beating like that's nasty. She finds a locket with some hair in it. Obviously that's going to be important. They roll the body over and Agatha is clearly having an emotional reaction, though she can't recognize this person's face. Then Agnes really lays into Herb here, right after he checks on her. Like, oh, I guess I'll be cheery for you next time. I'm like, girl, Herb is sitting there like, girl, don't be mad at me. You're the one sitting here about to cry over this body. Like, girl, and I saw you while I was walking up. I'm just checking, like, girl, like, what's up? So Agatha goes to the library, right? With the evidence that she found on Wanda's body. I'm just going to say how it is, girl. Like, on Wanda's, clearly Wanda is sitting there. So Wanda's body, just to track down which book she could have been reading. And we figure out that Andrew Ugo's Dialogue and Rhetoric, Known History of Learning and Debate, was stolen 3 years ago. Obviously, we're going to get back to the name of that book, right? So she goes on and tries to find other copies of it, but someone tells her that every last copy of the book has been destroyed. And so, whatever, I'm just going to come out and say it. You already watched the episode. It's a dark hole. So obviously, when someone coming to her and saying, well, every last copy of this was just flamed up and destroyed, obviously this lines up with the Multiverse of Madness movie when at Mount Wundagore, Wanda just really dragged it with the chaos magic. Like, Through every dimension, she obliterated every variant of the Darkhold across the multiverse. So it's just like, clearly we're making references, basically spoon feeding y'all, like, get into it. But obviously Agatha don't know all that yet, right? And Agnes is walking around. Agnes is walking around here with these donuts at this police station. It's so crazy to me. Anyway, so the chief comes in with his hairbrush of a mustache, like he's trying to be the dad from Inside Out or something. Anyway, he says that their victim was moved somehow, and that the feds would be on this case. And in walks Audrey Plaza, who, by the way, we know obviously is a witch. Her name is Agent Vidal. Real quick, Agnes should have known that this stuff was not real, because she literally told her boss to eat her egg, and he walked out. He was just like, okay, whatever. Like, anyway, Agnes does not want Agent Vidal there. Like, you trying to take over my case, all that. But Vidal's like, girl, stop playing. Like, you know this seems crazy. It seems like the body just magically appeared there. She also quizzes Agatha. Well, like, you've lived here your whole life, right, Agnes? That's your name, honey. Wanda's spell has Agatha dizzy because she don't know what's going on. Like, she shoos the agent out of her office after she, confronts her with that, and that's that. So now later on at work, she's putting it together, right? Like, okay, if 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4, like, she really spinning. Like, she was looking at this paper like Dan and Dave look at the computer while trying to write a script that makes sense. She did not know what to do. So now we examine the name of the book that the victim checked out. She figures out that the first letter of each word in the title is about to spell Darkhold, even though I'm sure she doesn't, at this point, doesn't even know what that means. But then her boss comes in here and tells her to go home, and she gonna say, this is my home, chief. And I'm just like, girl, that is so sad. No shade, but like, as for me, I'm clocking out. As for me, I'm clocking out and going home to light up. Like, you got me effed up. I promise you that. Talking about, this is my home. Like, girl, the girl's already dead. The victim's already dead, girl. If you don't go home and hate watch something and go to sleep, girl, like, because I know that's the only thing your miserable self gonna be doing. Like, girl, go home. She's really sitting there, like, heeing and hawing over this. This girl is, if you done figured out everything you could figure out today, go home and go to sleep. Dang, girl. So we get to her home. We see that she had a son, Nicholas Scratch, here. And obviously we're to think that he died or something. But in the comics, spoiler alert for whatever comic it is, but in the comics, Agatha left Nicholas, her son, behind in New Salem when she went to go live among humans. And that abandonment really messed up their relationship. So I wonder if that's just like, this is just a nod to the comics, or if they're actually going to do something with that. Either way, she gets a knock on her door. And she gets read to filth by Vidal. Like, I know you ain't doing nothing because you ain't got no friends. You look dusty. Your hair is uneven. Vidal has a pizza in her hands, and so Agatha, or Agnes, whatever, just lets her in as if she wasn't about to cuss her out 5 seconds ago, like at work, but whatever. I was like, okay. I can't lie. I do a lot of things for pizza at odd hours, though. Like, if you catch me at the right time with pizza in your hand, I just might let you in too. Anyway, Agatha does not feel right about the case, so they talk about that a little. And Vidal leans in and says, do you remember why you hate me? And then Agnes says no. And she says, are you hiding evidence? And she says no, but isn't she's hiding that locket. So and then there's another knock at the door, right? At this point, if I was Agatha, 2 people that knocked on my door in the middle of the nighttime, 2 people back to back. If I was Agatha, I would have been like, y'all gonna have to start paying rent. Like, are you serious? Well, actually, it's not a knock on the door. Oops. She heard a sound. But either way, my point still applies. Like, it's 2 people in my house. At this point, I just done came home from work. Like, if y'all gonna be in here, that's fine. If y'all gonna be in here, that's fine. But y'all gonna have to pay a bill, pay a light bill, pay rent, pay something, girl. Like, oh my goodness. But when she go upstairs and see who it is, it's the Twink. It's the Twink. Hey, Twink. He had broken in to try and take the locket or whatever she's talking about. She chases him down. And so this is the funny part to me, because I'm like, why do y'all even waste y'all breath saying police after the second time that you say it? Like, after the first time, second time, like, or first time, they still running. Like, girl, they know you police. That's why they running. Like, she talking about stop police. Stop police. Like, girl, he knows. That's why he run. You wasted all this breath talking about police, girl, when you could have been saving that breath. Especially since he's so much younger than you. You could have been saving that breath to run. But you talking about stop police. Anyway, the mom from that 70s show almost runs him down with her car. I was like, oh my goodness. And so Agnes just ends up arresting Billy, girl. I mean, because we all know it's Billy, hopefully. I mean, please don't Ralph boner me. Please, are you serious? Anyway, it's Billy. It's Billy. So in the interrogation room, right? Agnes calls herself decorated. And Billy says, when you say decorated, do you mean suspended without pay? She said, what were you looking for in my house? And then he responded with, the respect of your peers and a fulfilling home, but you were fresh out of both. And I was like, yeah, that's a gay, Your Honor. That's a gay. That's what we limp wrists call a fellow limp wrist. Okay? Because that drag was lethal. It wasn't even shade. It was a full drag. And so she literally kicks him out of his seat. And by this point, I'm cackling because of what the twink already said. But then the kick really sent me over the edge because I'm just like, girl, you really felt hit by what he said. I am hollering. You really like Sparta kicked him out. Get out of my face right now. You have to get out. This girl Sparta kicked this twink. I'm crying, y'all. Hold on. I am Sparta this twink. Oh my god, I'm crying. Okay. So eventually she slams down pictures of who she thought was Wanda on the table. Like, bro, what is this? Oh my goodness, where were you? Da-da-da. And Billy's like, girl, you showing me pictures of the infamous Windows desktop background? Like, I know you cannot be serious, mama. Like, you are showing me greenery and flowers and stuff. Like, what's really happening? What's really going on? Agatha don't know. I mean, Vidal over there, Vidal ain't over there actually anymore. She looking like, oh my goodness. Billy's like, why are you looking at this painting? And he starts chanting, obviously doing magic, trying to break her out that spell. So of course, Agnes is freaking out. She goes to look for the body, and at first it isn't there, but then it appears, hair the color of scarlet, she says, and then the library card appears again, the Darkhold type stuff, referencing the Darkhold. I loved hearing the WandaVision theme around the time when Vidal shows up, right? She's like, Wanda's gone along with the Darkhold and all of its copies. So this spell is permanent, basically. Like, it's left you trapped, girl. You gonna stay here? And she was like, absolutely not. I loved watching Agatha turn into all the characters that we watched her play, I think in WandaVision, right? To break out. I think it was so smart. I was wondering how they were gonna visualize her breaking out of the spell. And I was like, this is fun. It's really fun clawing through all her characters until she got to her natural self, which is like her naked natural self. She appears back home fully conscious, but she's naked running around, outside of her house. She runs into Herb, who's absolutely freaked out. He's like, what are you doing, bro? And finds out that she's been trapped for 3 years. Woo! That's why Wanda really ain't nothing to play with. I don't know why y'all keep trying her. I don't know why y'all keep playing with Wanda. I keep telling y'all, if you value your sanity, you will stay away from and not mess with Wanda. Right? So, by the way, Herb is pruning the flowers that I think Agatha showed to the twink when she was questioning him. Right? Because they were like yellow flowers and stuff, right? So she must have been out there taking pictures, spouting nonsense like she said, and the other neighbors, like the police chief and the librarian over there, were just looking on like, okay, trying to help you out, buy you groceries, but spouting nonsense, right? The husband stopping to get a good look at a naked Agatha was funny. She's like, his wife was like, what are you doing? So Agatha goes inside, and then she's like, all right, let me try and do some magic, because Herb had said, oh, she looked powerful or something like that. And so she tries to do some magic. Nothing works, of course. She goes and checks downstairs, but all that was left was appliances, as she says. But then we find out that Billy was still tied up. Then Vidal comes in ready for a fight. Blast that door down. I was like, ooh, child. She needs to teach me whatever powers she got. Like, she looks so good coming through that door, honey. Literally pins Agatha against the wall, almost slices that throat up. Like, she came for Agatha now, knowing that she has lost her magic. And after a fight, Agnes really convinces or tries to convince Vidal, like, hey, you don't really want to tussle like this. Like, let me get my magic back so I can be my full form so that you can, like, really get into it. And then you can come for me. Apparently, Vidal couldn't kill her anyway because she's not allowed to. And also, by this point in the interaction, I was convinced that they have some kind of romantic past because they keep, like, flirting and implying some stuff. Like, you know, because when Vidal basically says that she prefers her horizontally, right? Even though she says, "Oh well, in the grave after." And also, I thought I caught something too when they were in the office when we first see Vidal, like when they were in the office, and it was kind of like some flirting real quick. Like Agnes got flustered at so, and then also licking her hand to heal the cut that she made, I think, right? So and also Agatha can't take Vidal's power because it would kill her. So it's just so much going on. It's just so much going on. Vidal agrees to wait, but then says, those witches are coming for you, girly, at sunset. So, I mean, best of luck to you, mama. Best of luck to you. So, yeah. That's really it. That's all I want to talk about for the first episode. I think that it was very smart of Marvel to release these two all at once, because at the end of the second episode, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it yet, spoiler alert. I mean, I'm just doing spoiler alerts just in case, girl. But yeah, at the end of the second episode is when they finally get on the road, get on the witch's road, which, I mean, I guess that's not much of a spoiler because we know that they're going there, but still, you know what I mean? So the fact that now we're starting with weekly episodes of them already on the road is very, I think, smart of Marvel to do. I would say that, like I said in the beginning of this video, I am pleasantly surprised that, like, it feels fun, it feels episodic, it's cute. Like, I'm not saying that she's nobody, you know, season 4 Game of Thrones, but season 3 Game of Thrones. But it's fun. It's what I wanted it to be, right? Which is, to me, the whole point. Like, I'm not asking for anything super crazy, or, you know what I mean? But y'all could do it because y'all so rich, Marvel, and y'all could do super crazy stuff. But I'm not even asking for that. It's just something with plot that makes sense, and people that use their powers, and we can have some fun. Get these straight white boys out the writer's room. Anyway, y'all, stay tuned for the reaction to the second episode. If it's not out already, I'm going to put everything into a playlist when both videos are uploaded. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll check y'all out later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the waitlist there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.